God, please, no! No!
Why does The Office continue to resonate with audiences long after its finale? Part of the answer lies in how we, as viewers, interpret its humor, characters, and deeper messages. This is where Stuart Hall's reception theory comes in, a framework that helps us understand how audiences decode media in different ways. Today we'll explore how The Office demonstrates Hall's ideas of dominant, negotiated, and oppositional readings. First, let's briefly understand Stuart Hall's reception theory. Hall argued that media messages are encoded by creators with intended meanings, but how audience decode these messages varies. He identified 3 types of readings: the dominant reading, where viewers fully accept the intended message; the negotiated reading, where they partially accept it but reinterpret certain aspects; and the oppositional reading, where they reject the intended message entirely. Now let's see how these apply to The Office. The dominant reading of The Office aligns with what its creators intended, a satire yet relatable portrayal of workplace life. Michael Scott, for instance, is meant to be seen as a clueless yet lovable boss. His awkwardness creates comedy, but it also highlights real issues like leadership flaws and HR nightmares.
We're not going to die of radon, we're going to die of boredom. Yeah. Right? And if I had a gun with 2 bullets and I was in a room with Hitler, Bin Laden, and Toby, I would shoot Toby twice.
No, that's
Okay,
you were
all
being
right.
really funny, and then you went too far.
I would kill Bin Laden and then Toby.
No, that's still.
Okay, geniuses, how would you do it?
Another example of this is how Pam and Jim's romance is presented as the emotional heart of the series. For those decoding the show in a dominant way, their relationship symbolizes authenticity and hope in an otherwise absurd environment. Next is the negotiated reading. A negotiated reading acknowledges the humor of The Office but doesn't fully align with its portrayal of certain characters or situations. One example of this is Michael's inappropriate jokes. While some viewers laugh at his lack of self-awareness, others might find his humor problematic, seeing it as a critique of outdated workplace behavior.
That is really hard. You really think you can go all day long? Well, you always left me satisfied and smiling, so...
That's what she said.
Dwight Schrute is another example. While his intense loyalty to Dunder Mifflin and obsession with rules are meant to be comical, viewers with a negotiated reading might see him as a critique of the excessive focus on hierarchy and competition in the workplace culture. For instance, his constant attempts to one-up Jim or secure Michael's approval might be interpreted as a satire of how corporate environments sometimes reward individual ambition over teamwork. Negotiated readings allow for both enjoyment of his antics and a critical lens on the broader workplace dynamics he represents.
It's okay. I will do this, Michael.
Don't.
I will walk and stand on these coals until you award me the position of regional manager.
Finally, we have the oppositional reading. In an oppositional reading, viewers reject the intended humor or message of the show entirely. For instance, some may view the portrayal of characters like Kevin or Stanley as perpetrating negative stereotypes, whether it's Kevin's clumsiness or Stanley's disinterest. Others might argue that the mockumentary style, with its awkward silences and camera glances, distracts from the depth of the storytelling. These viewers might feel the show misses the mark in balancing humor with meaningful critique. Reception theory also reminds us that interpretations change over time. When The Office aired in the mid-2000s, audiences largely celebrated its humor and relatability. But today, with evolving social norms, some jokes are viewed as outdated or offensive.
Would you reach over and touch his thing? That's what he said, right, guys, because of gay?
This demonstrates how societal context influences whether the audience accept, negotiate, or reject a creator's messages. Ultimately, The Office succeeds because it invites diverse interpretations. Stuart Hall's reception theory shows us that no 2 viewers will decode the show the same way. Some find it hilarious and heartwarming, others see it as flawed yet insightful, and some even reject its premise entirely. This spectrum of responses is what keeps the show alive in conversations, proving that media isn't just about what's created, it's about how we, the audience, make meaning from it.